If you've been experiencing any pain, numbness, tingling in your butt, down your leg, you may have been told that you're experiencing some symptoms of sciatica or a condition called piriformis syndrome. Now, what's happening in your body? Your piriformis muscle and your sciatic nerve run right here. If you think of that meaty part of your glute, and if you push in there pretty hard, it feels kind of tender. That's your sciatic nerve. Your piriformis muscle surrounds your sciatic nerve. And what can happen sometimes during pregnancy for a number of reasons is that that muscle gets really tight around that nerve and will start to cause those sciatica type symptoms. Now, if you have true sciatica, these stretches will also help, but often it's just that piriformis syndrome and we need to loosen up that muscle to get you a little more mobility and a little bit of relief. So we're gonna do that with your core breathing belly pump, learning to breathe properly, stabilize your core is gonna help all of those other muscles from overreacting, because you might just have a little imbalance that those glutes feel like they're firing and they're not firing in the right way and working for you because your core is weak. So that's gonna be step one, is learning how to activate your core properly. And step two is using some of these stretches to bring you some relief along the way. First thing that will bring you some relief is child's pose. You're gonna take those knees as wide as you need to, take those arms out, and as you come down here, you're just going to breathe. So you may feel this open up through the back of your hips. I want you to relax your pelvic floor. See if you can get those muscles at the bottom to really release and turn off. Focus on your breath here. As I've said, I'm a broken record when it comes to breathing. Really is the most important part of your life. We do it 20 to 25,000 times a day. Definitely the most important part of any workout. You can hold here for as long as you need to. The second stretch that may help is a little gentle cat and cow. So what you're doing here is mobilizing the pelvis, and you may feel that stretch as you go into that position, eyeballs towards the ceiling. We're not putting a huge arch in the lower back, and we're keeping a little bit of core activation up the front of our body as we go in and out of this. Just to keep this gentle. And then if you come in the center and just take a few gentle circles, trying to isolate your pelvis. We do this at the beginning of a lot of our workouts to find that alignment and then go the other direction. And then I'm gonna come out of this and I'm gonna sit down with the soles of my feet together, lifting up nice and tall and coming forward. Feeling this open up through the inner thighs. Relax, lengthen the pelvic floor. A few deep breaths. Another really great one is to head into that figure four stretch. This can be seated on a chair. It can be standing against a wall or holding onto anything for balance. Or down here on the ground, you're gonna cross your ankle over your knee. And the piriformis that's gonna stretch is this one, where that bent leg is. This might be your max here. Otherwise, try to draw that heel back to your glute and just sit into it here. Keep the chest open so you're not crunching down into your upper body. You need to go a little deeper. You can flex that foot. You can take some gentle rocks from side to side as well. And you're just gonna breathe here. If you're comfortable on your back and you wanna go deeper yet, you can bring this figure four stretch into, oh yes, pulling this leg back that way. Really try to focus on breathing right here. And then bring that down. You can switch over to the other side. Take this in any version of the stretch that you're working in. This is the most effective for me. If you're pregnant, you may not be comfortable here. And if that's the case, just you're gonna do it in the seated upright position instead. Flexion in that foot's gonna protect that knee joint on that bent leg. Rocking if that feels good. Good. And then we're gonna take a really gentle seated twist. So find that upright position. I've got my right leg crossed in front of my left. I'm gonna take my left hand over to my right knee. I'm gonna exhale and zip up the front of the body as I look over my right shoulder. And and then I'm going to come back to the center. I'm gonna switch and put the opposite leg on top. Really grounded, really supported. Right hand to left knee. Breathe in, exhale. Zip those core muscles as you open and look over to the other side. Coming back to center. You may or may not have access to this stretch. You may need some props if you need to make it a little more comfortable, but we're gonna come into a pigeon. So we're gonna take that front leg in front. Ideally, it's got a nice line, horizontal to your body. This leg's gonna go behind you. You're gonna bring yourself up nice and high. A block, a pillow underneath this bent front leg can bring you some comfort, and you're just gonna sit into that. I don't want you to lift up high and crunch the back of your spine. I want you to think of elongating everything from your tailbone, up the spine, out the top of your head. And then you can bring yourself down here. Breathing into the side with the leg in front. Hold this for as long as you need to, but just breathe. Focus on your breath. Easing out of that and into the other side. Lifting up, moving your props if you need them again, underneath this butt cheek or thigh. Lift up, find that length in your spine before you come down. And sit and breathe into it. And then one more trick that I love is to grab yourself a tennis ball. You're gonna take your tennis ball and you are just going to give yourself a little bit of a massage. Now, you don't wanna go deep here because yes, your sciatic nerve runs right through there. So you can either massage it here or gently, very gently, put it underneath you and just do some soft circles or massages around just to get that muscle to let go and release a little bit. And then do it on the other side. So I hope these help bring you a little bit of relief. Work on that core breathing belly pump, work on that diaphragmatic breath, and let's keep you moving.